Welcome to another episode of the Sipping and Tripping podcast, where we connect with amazing people. Today, I'm in the kitchen with Chef Dennis. I am your host, Desmond Black. And like I just said, the person that's sipping and tripping with me is none other than Mr. Chef Dennis Porterfield. He's a returning guest. And today, we're just going to talk about the day in the life of a chef. So, without further ado, how you doing, bro?
I'm great, man. You know how it is up here, man. Chef
Yeah,
Dennis in the building, y'all. Yes, we are here in the building. We got to come with that energy. You can't come in here with all this. Today's Friday, so it's the beginning of the weekend, man. Y'all got to have
yeah,
that energy, that fire. You feel me? Let's
yeah,
go,
yeah,
man.
yeah. You worked today, or you was off.
Now, I work today.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I get in the kitchen early. I'll be in there early, 5 in the morning. Get off at noon, man.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I was off today. It's Friday. It's a good day to have off. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta get my ass whooped tomorrow. It's Saturday. It's gonna be busy,
Yeah, I work
but it
tomorrow
is what
too.
it is. Yeah, I mean, but your hours is a little bit different, though. You know what I'm
Yeah, in and out, boy. Early rise, baby. Early rise. I'll be in there. Woo, and I'm out.
Right, right, right. So, let me ask you this. So tell me in the audience and the viewers a little bit about yourself as a chef.
Well, I seen that you put on the flyer 17 years. And I've been a chef longer than 17 years.
Oh, you just been
Longer.
at one job, just one
Yeah,
at one.
I've been in that job for 17 years. But I've
Got
been
you.
I've been a chef for maybe like 27 years. You got to add an extra 10
27.
years. Yeah. I started my chef career when I was 19. I was living in Delaware. I'll never forget, I started this place called Grotto's Pizza. You might be like, Grotto's Pizza? Nah. I started in that spot prepping. And I went from prepping to dishwashing, from dishwashing to pasta maker. I actually was making the pasta. So I from pasta, then I worked from pasta. It was called mid. Mid was like the flat top. So I
Right.
did burgers, cheesesteaks, things like that. And they had meatball subs and all that type of stuff. So I was working on the flat top, and then from the flat
Hmm.
top I went to the grill. So that was the level. Grill is like the highest point and the busiest part, because a lot
Hmm.
of people want stuff from the grill, and that's where the business is. But flat top, so it's at the kitchen, it's the grill, flat top, and
Right.
then if you have saute, and then you got prep, and then you got the dishwasher. They call them GUs, all different places. So
Yeah.
I started there, and then after that, I'm gonna tell you a little story about that.
So GU for what's it? It's General Utilities, right? Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
All
So
right.
when I started at Grotto's Pizza, I'll never forget this guy, and that was like the turning point in my life. Um, the guy said his name was Jamie Malt. I'll never forget his
Mm.
name, Jamie Malt. And he's like, yo, I don't want you to be a statistics in society as a black man. So he said, I'm gonna take you under my wing.
Right.
And listen, I learned quick. So obviously that was something that I had a passion for, but I didn't realize it. And I gradually grasped it quickly. And so with that being said, I'm elevated so quick. So I went from Grotto's Pizza, then from Grotto's Pizza, I went to Ruby Tuesday. I started Ruby Tuesdays down in Delaware, and I worked my way up. I started on the line there, and then after that, I became a manager in Short Hills Mall. I came from Delaware, and I transferred up to New Jersey. Came back to New Jersey, transferred over to Ruby Tuesdays in Short Hills Mall, and I worked there for a couple of years, and then that didn't pan out. Then I went to Applebee's, but I worked this, so in between I worked a little small plot spots like diners and restaurants. Those didn't last that long because the money wasn't going to advance. It's going to be like a standstill. So I wanted to always elevate.
Right.
So I was moving around. So I'm working at different places, maybe a year. Worked at Applebee's for like 2 years. Moved around there. Was elevating Applebee's, and then from Applebee's, I went into this hotel, Hilton, and then after the Hilton, I went to it's called Destinations. I went there was first cook. That basically what the first cook is somebody who uh, gets the recipe from the chef and he go in there and he make it from scratch. The soups from scratch. No, everything is made from scratch. So I had the ability to do those things, and then I really wanted to elevate my skills, and that's when I went to culinary school. Went to culinary school, graduated from culinary school, and New York is the biggest. That's the height of a career for as a chef working in New
Right.
York City. And so once I graduated out of culinary school, I was good with my guidance counselor, and she made a phone call, and she was like, "Listen, I got this guy. He's a great chef. Da da da. I need you to do me a favor. I mean, I'm being real with you. It's not what you know, it's who you know." So next thing you know, she called in. I went over there to the a tasting, and boom, I've been there ever since.
Mm.
And that's it. That's the how I started and how I'm still current. In the chef. I have my own
Okay.
business, of course. 3-course catering. And gosh,
Yeah.
that's up and coming. It's doing well. I got actually a Sunday. I have a live function that I will be recording, but I won't. I was going to do it live, but I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna have to edit. It's my first live recording, chefing for a family of 5. I actually going to go to their Airbnb and I'm gonna chef up for them. It's one of my guests that be on my show, Rodney Beast One, dad underscore mentality. That's his show. So what I mean. I'm going to cook for him, his family, his daughter's birthday. So we doing a celebration for her, and so we doing it big, And I'm gonna be there chefing it up for them.
Okay.
So
Okay. So, at what age did you decide that what cooking is what I want to do? Like, what age did that sink in, and what made you want to become a chef?
25. I want to say 25. I was
25.
excuse me. It came natural to me. So when it came natural to me, somebody put a battery in my back and it was like, listen, you should go to culinary school, just
Right.
so you can be able to know the knowledge and be able to have that on your resume. And I went to culinary school, and yeah, sure enough, it gave me the knowledge that I needed to elevate my career.
Right.
um,
So, which culinary school did you go to? You remember?
yeah, it was called at that time it was called the New York Restaurant School Culinary,
Mm,
and then it
mm.
changed from AI. AI is the Art Institute of New York City.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
they're all over. Um, so I graduated from there.
Okay. So, what advice would you give someone that's inspiring to be a chef?
The It's great to have an experience, have experience on your belt, but it's also great to have the knowledge because there are small things you learn in culinary school that just experience won't teach you. Is because once you're in the fire and you're in the kitchen, you need that education. So that's the back of your mind. You already know that. That's knowledge. That's
Right.
extra knowledge that you have versus just having experience. Experience is great too, but when you have the experience and the education, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? That's like anything that you want to do in life. Once you have the experience and the education, those two
Right.
things right there, you can go a long way. You actually have an edge on other people because you have both experience and education.
Right. Right. Okay, I hear you. So, if you had to name your three best signature dishes, right, what would they be?
Well, people ask me this all the time. No, they do ask me this all the time. My thing is this: because of the knowledge that I do have, and I love, and I have a passion for food, and this is how I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer you the way I answer to everybody because they ask me this all the time.
Right.
I have a passion for food. So once I get the understanding of that cuisine, that dish, I can make any dish, and I try to make it perfect. So like you about to laugh about this. Like I never made oxtail before. And when I made it the first time, because of the knowledge how you braise and how you cook, it came out perfect. It came out great.
Right.
And I'm not saying it. The people who had it was like, oh, and they was shocked. I said, I never made
Right.
oxtails before. This is my first time. But it's the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you like cook some oxtails. If you don't know the how to braise, guess what? You won't understand that. You don't understand
Right.
that a mirepoix goes in there, and that gives it more flavor. You probably saying, what's a mirepoix? Not you, but some people are saying, what's a mirepoix? That's onion, celery, and carrots. That gives it extra flavor inside of your meat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You saute that on the bottom of your pan, and then you put your liquid in there, and then you put your meat in there. You braising it, and then you let it cook slowly. And trust me, it's a whole different. It's a different taste. It's a different flavor,
Right.
and on top of your seasoning. So things like that. And that's key. Same thing with a curry goat. I don't eat curry goat, but I made it, and guess what? The people who I made it for, they're like, yo, no way, stop. Like, I mean, it's the knowledge. It's knowing how to prepare it in a way where the person who's going to eat it is going to enjoy it, because it's the way that it's supposed to be made. That expectation, what expectation to have for that type of cuisine. And so I don't really have a special dish. When somebody asks me something, I'd be like, okay, what you want me to do? I would. Yeah.
I was about to say, let me flip it then a little bit. So what if somebody came to you and said, listen, I want you to chef me up something right now. What will be your go-to? Now, if you say, like, what are you into, or what do you want me to cook? And they say, nah, you the chef, right? It's the chef's choice, right? You chef up something and just wow me. What would you whip together?
To be real with you, like, if they're a meat lover, short ribs.
Short ribs?
Word. Short ribs, because you know what it is? The short ribs, you got to cook it right. And if it's on the bone, you want it to fall off the bone. Soon as you take your fork and you stick it in there, boop, it's come right off the bone. You're like, oh my goodness. And you got a nice gravy. Some people, and then also it depends on the person. And I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it stacked. If it's a white person, if it's a black person, their taste buds are different. Their palate is different, and I know this. And so you would like, me and you probably would like gravy, but a demi glaze, something like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, like a demi glaze.
I know.
It's something that they enjoy. That's their palate. It's okay. That's the cuisine you have to understand. And so there are things that you have to make based on your customers, based on your clients. So these are the things that you need to know. And so I'm like I said, my palate is different. I try every cuisine. I have tried every cuisine just about, and there are things I don't like, and it's just the texture of the food. Like, I don't like curry. I don't like anything curry. I don't like seafood. I don't like the texture of seafood. Can I eat it? Have I ate it before? Yes. I have to try everything. So, just to know that I tried it, so now I know what it tastes like. Now I know the texture and the smell, what it's supposed to, what is the expectation of that cuisine. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then you mentioned demi glaze. Like, I think demi glaze is disgusting, right? But I have to cook with that all the time at work, and like, it's nasty, bro. But people love it though. People love that shit. It's and cooking with like a demi glaze is big, and like, for Italians,
right?
They love that shit too. But that shit for me, it ain't hitting. But like you said, you have to try things to build your palate, right? Like, say if you was doing a competition and somebody, had like random things, and they said, this is what you have to cook with. You have to know how to cook with it, right? That's why one thing I can't stand it when I'm at work, right, and customers ask for food, or they might ask for a temperature. It pisses me off when they don't even know the temperature, so they don't know how certain food's supposed to be cooked, right? Like for instance, lamb. Some people ask for a well done lamb, and that just doesn't make sense. Lamb, you need that to be rare or mid rare. And when I say rare or mid rare, it's not like it's bleeding. You just don't want to. You don't want a hockey puck. So then when you make it well done, they be like, oh, it's chewy. It hurt my jaws when I be biting down on it. Because that's what you asked for. You got to get a rare or mid-rare lamb. That's just my opinion. I don't even think you should be talking about a medium lamb. You know what I mean? It's just different. You have to know your meats, you got and everything. Or some people say, I want a mid rare for a steak, fillet or something, and then you send it out, and they go, oh nah, I don't want no pink in them. What, how do you want a mid rare where you don't want no pink? So those type of people that don't understand food drive me crazy, bro. For real. See, I think you a little bit with your job. I think you a little bit more behind the scenes. So I don't know. You ever get things returned to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. All right. So I mean, and sometimes it be the silliest things, right?
But you know what it is. Everybody, and what I've learned in this career is that you can't satisfy everybody. Somebody's gonna have something to say, and so
Right.
I've learned how to deal with that. I try to be perfect when I deal with my food, when I deal with my guests. I want them to be happy, and with that being said, I'm always trying to think about this. I always say this. I always tell people this. You know, people at my job, they be like, Dennis, can you make me something to eat? Because they know I'm gonna take care of them. They're also, I was like this. I don't serve anything that I won't eat.
Mm.
So if I won't serve, I'll make something. If I won't serve it to my mother, I'm not sending it out. So every time I send something out, it's going to be but to perfection. So, because I think about, it could be my mom's out there, it could be my family out there. So I'm always sending something out looking perfect, and
Mm.
and then I'm okay if something like, we all have bad days. If I didn't do something right and somebody say, yo, D, nah, man, that don't look right. All right, I might be like, all right, throw it away, and I gotta make it over again. You know what I'm saying? We all
Right.
have bad
Right.
days. I don't care who they are. If any chef tell you they don't have a bad day, tell them jump in the ocean and
Right. Right.
drown.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. So let me ask you this: what values do you work to as a chef?
What values? Oh,
Yeah.
everything has to be punctual. Everything have on time. It got listen when they say they coming in and they got to be in like 10 minutes. It's punctual. It's punctual. Those are the values that I when I tell anybody, you got to be punctual. You got to be, um, how can I say, you got to have some type of compassion when you're thinking about cooking for somebody, because guess what? When they look at that food, you want them to look at it and say, "Wow, that looks great. Should I eat it or should I take a picture of it?" So
Right.
just that alone, you got to have compassion, because when you're doing it, you're thinking about others. So you're not just cooking for the money, because I don't cook for just the money. I cook for a passion. I have a love for it.
Right.
So just to see your face smiling because it was so good, it brings joy to me.
Right. So in other words, what you're saying is, just as long as you have a standard, right? As long as you have, what I'm saying, you got to have a standard. Like you said, you want people to look at it like, oh, that's picture quality. You know what I'm saying? You got to have integrity, right? Like you said, like I ain't gonna send nothing out that I won't eat myself, or if I wouldn't feed it to my family or people that's close to me, right? That's where that integrity comes from. So I get that. I get that. And that's commendable, because a lot of times, especially when it's busy, a lot of people they get overwhelmed and they just push out anything, even if in their mind they be like, it might get sent back. They'll still do it, which is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Because me as a kitchen manager, sometimes I see that my line cooks get mad at me. I'm like, I'm not sending that out, bro. I need a new one. Oh, I'm busy. I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I push it down, they push it back to me. I scrape it right in the trash. I'm like, well, I need it done. I made it. I don't see it. You put it in the garbage. I'm like, I need it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't play those games. If I say I need it redone, guess what? I'm your superior, bro. Just redo it. Because the guess is always right, right? And you knew it wasn't looking right when you sent it out. Like sometimes people we try to push out some burnt chicken parms, and you look at it, even the cheese is burnt. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, oh, just take it. I'm not taking that shit. You know what I mean? Or chicken that's burnt. Like if if it don't look like a work of art, not sending it out. Can't do it. You know what I mean? So what are the most important skills and qualities needed to be a chef?
Knife skills, being able to, the quality of the food. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's the quality of the food knife skills, you know what I'm saying, and being able to, you know, do a recipe from right from the start, and
Mm.
and make sure that it's if it's a a sauce, make it smooth. Let it be smooth, not clumpy. You know what I'm saying? And these are
Yes.
things, yo. When you a chef, you see these things. You know, you be like, yo, man, I'm not coming here no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No doubt.
You got to see those things. You got to see that. You know
It's
what I
just, you know
mean?
what? It's a thing that goes in like in the food industry or the food world, right? People buy with their eyes. So if something don't look right, they're not gonna return. They might get up right there and say, you know what? I changed my mind, or I'm not hungry. But they really are. They're gonna go to the next restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So people buy with their eyes. So once you're locked in on that, you understand that, and you have integrity and you have morals and standards when you go to work, then and you say, you know what, I'm gonna put my best foot forward. Once you do that, you good, and you just gotta continue to coach, teach, and develop everybody that's around you, because one person can't do it by themselves. You need a strong team, and a team is goes as far as the leader does,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you're a good leader, your team will go a long way with you.
Of
You know
course.
what I mean? So now you already said you're not perfect, right? So tell me about a time that you failed as a chef.
Mm. Um, I'm gonna just keep it real with you, yo. Nah, for real. Like, so the moment I don't come to work, and I'm not trying to be funny, the team suffers, and I'm gonna tell you why I say that is because I'm the only person who works 5 o'clock in the morning. So I start the kitchen, and there is nobody else that works 5 o'clock in the morning that what I do. Only this one guy, he works just my 2 days off. So I set the tone. If
Right.
if if I don't come in, it's not a brag. You said fail. I I fail because I don't come in, and now guess what? The team is like, yo, Dag, Dennis didn't come in, so somebody got to come and pick the slack up. So every time, unless I take some time off, that's something different. But the moment I call out and unexpectedly, you know what I'm saying, that hurts the team because now they got to find out who's gonna work, who's gonna cover me,
Mm,
and
mm,
that plays a big part in the kitchen. The first guy in, I'm the first guy
right.
in and the first guy out. So without me, and this ain't. Can I be replaced? Yes, they get somebody to replace me, but that's where I fell at. I failed the team because you know I I call outs. Life happens, yeah, but I'm just saying. So it hurts because I'm not gonna just think about this, D. Yo, you come in and you don't come in, somebody got to replace you, and it's hard to replace you because you come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Who gonna get up at
Yeah,
12
yeah,
o'clock?
yeah,
You feel me? I'm gonna show
yeah.
you. You be to work at 2 in the morning, and somebody got to come in at 2 in the morning, and they work at 8 o'clock in the morning already. They work at 10
Right.
o'clock in the morning already. So now they got to find somebody to cover that, and it hurt if you start the whole like the shift for the new day. Like that's what happens, and sometimes you know they be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what? D, you called out? What happened?" Man, I was
Right.
sick, bro. But that's where
Yeah.
you. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I had experience where the chef, came hard on me over the years. It's like, oh, you the only one. I said, hey, man, that ain't my problem. But I realized I took that. That's a responsibility. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? It's a big responsibility, and I'm okay with that because that's who I am. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I'm capable of doing the job, and I love doing the job. I like to have that responsibility, on my back, and then it's people that look up to me. It's people that
Right.
they need not. I won't say they need me. They rely on me. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. It helps me. It helps me to be a better person, but it motivates me too because you know what? I got to do this. This is a task that I got to complete. This is a task I got to do. And so I love that. That that people rely on me.
Right. So What does great customer service mean to you?
Oh man, the world. And you know why? Because
Go
I'm a
ahead. I was
because I'm a chef. So being that I'm a chef and I work in the back of the house, and I sometimes I go out just to see what's going on, how the people, and sometimes I talk to some people, right? It's being treated like royalty. So that's why I say customer service. You don't have to be royalty, but you want to be treated like that because now you may be on vacation and
Mhm.
you're being catered to, and so it makes you feel great. It makes you feel at home. It makes you feel like, man, they really care. Even if they don't, but they make you feel that way. And see, it's more inviting. It's more, exciting to come to a place where they're showing you mad love. They're showing you, hospitality. So that's why it's important for me. That's the world. Like, my wife probably saying, "Oh, my baby, I'm a big tipper. If you treat me right, and
Yeah.
my crew, I'm gonna tip you well. I mean, I'm still gonna tip, but if you ain't giving me a good service, I'm gonna give you the minimum tip. You're not gonna get it.
Mm.
So I'm going to tip. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna under tip you. I'm gonna give you a tip. And I might even tell you something about yourself. And then I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna still, but I want you to know that like this is what happens. You know,
Right.
treat every customer like it's your last. If not your last, it's the best customer. You're not gonna always have good customers. So you're gonna have, like I said, you miss out on your blessings when you don't treat everybody fairly when it comes down to being a server. So hospitality for me is great. That's big for me. It's big.
You know what? It should be big, especially when you do this for a living or it's your source of income, right? Because guess what? Without the guests, there's no job, there's no pay, right? So without them, you can't get paid. So that means you're just cooking for recreation at that point. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So as long as you look at it like, I want to get paid. Again, you got to put your best foot forward, right? Like you want to bring people in, right? You want to build that traffic, because that's the only way that you're going to sustain your way of life. You got to keep them happy. That's why it's an unwritten law. They say the guest is always right. That's why they say that. Because the moment you sit there and tell a guest, no, you wrong, or I'm not going to do this, or da, 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 now you're going to lose them and you're going to lose whoever they might be friends with or whoever they associate with. So you keep them happy and they spread the word. And now you got that foot traffic. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
like customer service is like you said, the world, right? Because we all need that when we trying to cook for a living, trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? Um. So what if any famous chefs do you follow or watch on TV or YouTube or wherever the case may be?
No.
None. Okay. Okay.
I no,
That's
I really,
interesting.
yeah, I really don't.
All right. That's what's up.
I
Hey, hey,
I
look.
look, I to and just why? It's
Why is
because
that?
I tried to perfect my craft at all times.
Right.
And so if I wanted to learn something outside of just being uh you know in the kitchen all the time, I
Right.
definitely would go and educate myself on it. And like I told you before, that's the power of being a chef. Just always educating yourself. And look, just to show you what I'm talking about, like in my career, like I never ate duck before,
Mm.
right? I never cooked it before. I have now, but at my job, I learned how to cook duck. And I mean, you look in these competitions sometimes. If you don't know how to cook duck, oh, don't think you're gonna win. You can forget it.
Yeah.
Duck
Yeah.
is duck is something different.
Right.
You can't overcook it because duck is if you do overcook it, it's gonna be tough. So it has to be
Hmm.
medium rare. And you be like, medium rare is duck.
And that's what I was telling you about lamb. I feel like it's the same thing.
No, yeah, but lamb, you gotta remember lamb is lean. See,
All
it's
right.
not it don't have a lot of fat,
All
so
right.
that's why you don't eat lamb well done. Like you said, it gets tough.
Yeah,
Well
you
done. It
shouldn't
gets
eat it, but people ask for it and then they
yeah,
get disappointed. I'm like,
yeah,
bruh.
it's tough. And that's why they say it's chewy because it's a lean piece of meat. It does not have a lot of fat. And
Right.
without that fat, you need that, you want it to be soft and juicy. You have your little sauce, you have your little mint sauce, your herb crust on top of it, and so many things that goes with it. You don't want that tough. You want that
Right.
juicy.
Right, like the one guy I like to follow on YouTube, Sam the cooking guy, right? He's just a little home guy. Well, he owned his own restaurant or whatever, but like he cooks on YouTube, and he would tell people like, "Hey, try it out. Tell me what you think." So he often says, what do he say? Fat means flavored,
No,
right?
I do. It
Because
do.
yeah, so a lot of people, it's fatty or it's got fat on it. I don't want it, but fat is flavored. See what I'm saying? Like when you start braising. When you braise a lot of meats, guess what? You tenderize it and increase all the oils and the fat. That gives it that body. That gives it that flavor. So when you eat it, it just melts in your mouth, and you're like, damn, that shit tastes like heaven. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people will run away from it. I don't understand why. Because without that fat, then it's like it's like eating in a desert. You know what I'm saying? You need that moisture. You need that fat. Fat is good.
Yep.
So I'm assuming, that, because you're a chef, I'm assuming that you have a good palate, right? So if you had to rank Caribbean food, Chinese food, Italian food, and Mexican food, if you had to rank them with one being your most desired, how would you rank them?
Well, I'm going with Italian food first.
Italian food first, okay. Then what's
I,
what's,
I
what's
I
next?
I love Italian food. Wife don't really like pasta, but I love pasta. I
Mm.
love Italian food. This one spot we go to, she shocks me every time we go. It's called Maggiano's. Look, that's a pasta. That's an Italian spot. Listen,
I love it. It's good. That shit good. Yeah,
Ooh-wee. I love it.
and that's
And
considered. Go ahead.
the thing about them is that they sauces are fresh.
Yeah,
Ain't no
they're
ain't
scratch kitchen.
That's it. That
Scratch, yeah,
ain't no, you know what I mean? And they don't and that look goes back to what we said earlier about perfection. Watch this. Listen, they don't send nothing out where you gotta be like, oh, I don't like it. No, they perfect it. And they
hmm
sauces, look, they make sure that they sauces on point because guess what? It takes a lot to make it. And so if it's not on point, guess what? It messes up everything. Trust me, they into business of making money, not losing money. And I'm
right.
bigging it up because I like that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a good family oriented spot when you go with a group of people. You
hmm
enjoy it. You know what I'm saying?
And just the atmosphere, the appearance, everything just right. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's crazy because Maggiano's is actually where I work at is Carrabba's, right? So it's our competitions, right? And they hate when I'll be bigging up a Maggiano's. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I can't say I like it like another restaurant. That's crazy. Like Maggiano's is good, man. They're scratch kitchen. Just don't get it fucked up. My job is scratch kitchen too. We make everything fresh. No, we used to make our pastas fresh. We stopped doing that though, because that shit just takes too much time. You know what I'm saying? And then you
Yeah.
you you make you say you made pastas before, right?
Hey, you get water. Mm-hmm.
And you made pastas from scratch. So it's easy. You can easily fuck up some pasta. So the thing is, like we stopped doing that, but like we don't get shit in the bag. We make that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, a lot of people don't know that. They think the shit comes pre-made. Nah, at Carrabba's, all the sauces, everything's from scratch. You know what I mean? So, all right. So you said Italian, right? So what's number two?
All right, number two. What was the selections again?
Italian, Mexican, Caribbean, and Chinese.
What about Spanish? You mean?
Mexican, Spanish, same shit. Yeah.
Yeah, Spanish. Ah, man, that's tough. Why? And don't say Chinese either. Say Asian. Okay. Nah, I'm up for real. I'm keeping 100 with you. Like that's not that.
But when you go to any spot, they don't be saying Asian. It'd be like a Chinese spot. You know what I'm
Kind.
saying?
What you saying? Because Korean is Asian.
Okay, but how many Korean restaurants do you know of?
A lot. Hibachi. That's Korean.
Well,
Hibachi
hibachi, that's Japanese.
is Asian.
It's
Is
Japanese.
hold on. It is. What's this? You just said Mexican, right? That's
No,
Latin.
well, I said Chinese, and you said You don't say Chinese, say Asian, right? So
Yeah, because
hibachi is
look.
Japanese.
Look, hold on. Let's get let. It's a cuisine. So look, it's Asian origin. So Japanese filament of
Philippines.
not Philippines. That they not considered, they consider their own cuisine. Is Japanese, Korean, Chinese. They all Asian cuisine. It's Asian cuisine. Just like, put like this. You don't agree with me? You don't agree?
I mean, I know where you're trying to go with it, but
Oh yeah,
like,
it's
no.
it's Asian origin, because guess what? They have, look, just like Latin. I don't say Spanish. I'm say Latin. Well, look, they all have a dish that's just the same that they put in every dish, like their rice and beans.
Right. Right.
Mexicans, they all have a. It make it different, but it's the same. It's the core of their cuisine. Asian is white rice. White rice. Oh, I don't care what cuisine it is. They have to have white rice in their cuisines. You know what I'm saying? And they make it a certain way. They all make it almost the similar ways. Even the Philippines too. They make the rice certain different. We don't make rice like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They make it. Just think about it. Don't Chinese use chopsticks? Don't Koreans use chopsticks? Don't what you call it?
Japanese.
No, Chinese. Don't they use? They all use chopsticks. Why? They have, because that's their cuisine. That's their thing. That's how they eat. All of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so when you look at that cuisine, you would say Asian cuisine, because guess what? They all have similarities. They all have something. And there is something about their dishes that they are different. You know what I'm saying? Look at us.
Right.
We got soul food. We got Jamaican. We got Haitian. But guess what?
That's called Caribbean, right? Like
right.
when you talk about soul food, that's American, right? So Caribbean, there's so many different islands. So you got Trinidad, it's a whole bunch.
But watch
You know
this.
what I'm
Now
saying?
check this out. Don't they make? Watch this. Check this out. They all make oxtail. But guess what? What the difference is that they use a different type of seasoning than Americans do, or Haitians, or Jamaicans. Now tell me, am I right?
That I can't agree with.
They all make oxtails. Look, they all make oxtails,
right.
but all our oxtails do not taste the same.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you got different chefs, right? So it's hard for one chef to make something the same as the other chef unless they follow the exact recipe.
No, I'm talking Jamaicans and Haitians. Nah, let's do Jamaican and Haitians.
No, yes. Their primary ingredient is Scotch bonnets. Scotch bonnets and allspice. You know what I'm saying?
And they oxtails.
Yeah, a lot of their food.
There you
right?
go.
Curry, all that stuff.
Right. And they curry all the different. I can tell you that right now. Oh, trust me. Their curry is different. It's curry, but they have us. I can't tell you offhand, but I know from experience that when I talk about Jamaican and Haitians, they make their food different, but it's the same. It's the same, like curry.
Right.
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 They have this certain seasoning or herb that they use that's different from Jamaicans. That's different from Haitians. Because I can tell you right now, you eat Mexican food?
Yeah.
Now watch this. Mexicans don't make their rice the same way as Puerto Ricans do.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I know for sure they don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dominicans too. Dominicans and Puerto Ricans do not make their rice the same.
Right.
But guess what? You go to rice
close, very close, but it's different.
Yeah, you could tell, and I can tell you right now, because I love both of them. Right? Dominicans like to use red onions. Puerto Ricans do not. See what I'm saying?
Right.
They make empanadas totally different, but it's called the empanada. They make empanadas different. Dominicans and Colombians, Puerto Ricans, they make empanadas totally different.
Yeah, I mean, slightly. It's slightly they use the same shit. It's like the bread. It's like the dough. The dough. Yeah. Well, so you make the dough. You know what I'm saying? You know how
they make their dough. Oh, empanadas? Yeah. I'm gonna actually make some empanadas on Sunday for Rodney.
You make it from scratch?
The dough?
Yeah.
No, not the dough. Though I'm getting from the store,
Oh, that's
and then I
oh,
gotta
that's what
I
I'm
gotta
saying.
feel. Yeah, I gotta feel it though. I gotta
Oh
feel
yeah,
it.
see, I make that shit from scratch. You know what I'm saying? It's good.
You got a
You know what I'm
machine
saying?
at home?
A machine. You don't need a machine. You use a roller, man. Go old school.
Oh yeah, you bucks. Yeah. You get that machine, it ain't gonna be no rule. You get that machine, put it in there, boop, make it thin.
No, yeah,
Bing.
It's faster. It's
Yeah,
faster when you got the machine. But listen, at home, I can't do all that. The same
uh,
thing with Italians, where they make their own pastas, bro. Like they use the machine. If
yeah,
you do it by hand, like that's it's time consuming, right? But
right.
so all right, so you ain't telling me what your number two was.
My number
So
two
we'll go with
it's Spanish. It's Spanish, like Latin. I
okay,
love that. I love that. So my number two will be Latin.
and then your three,
My three
it's
will be
Caribbean or Asian food.
Asian. My last is Caribbean. I really don't like Caribbean food.
What? Wow, I'm surprised. Why not? Listen, oxtails, peas and rice, because they call it peas. We
Right,
call it beans when they go
beans right. They call it
oxtails,
peas
peas
right.
and rice. You don't like that?
No, I do. You said what's my go
I got
to?
you.
Yeah, I eat it. I
Yeah.
go to this like when I want to get some Jamaican food. I go to this Jamaican spot down the street from my house. But those
Are
the
they
ones
good?
I took, nah, they all right. Different. Like I
See,
said, that's why I try. I look. That's why I try different things. You know what I'm saying? And my wife always say, "Oh, babe, you could do that better than that." But it's just support and just trying
yeah.
something different and just trying.
And
We got one spot. It's called Ya Pie. Now they food on a whole nother plateau. I love it, but they
I
mad
gotta try it.
expensive. They mad
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. But I noticed that every Jamaican spot or whatever I go to, it's tends to be expensive, but I don't care as long as the food good. So I literally Google a bunch of Caribbean Jamaican spots,
Mhm.
and we go there. We try their food. I get their little business card. You know what I'm saying? And we'll come home and just critique it. Like, what was your thoughts? Was it
Mhm.
good? So there's one place we went to. It was fucking nasty. Like the jerk chicken, it was just like dry. I'm like, bro, this is garbage. And then like I went to this other place called Morgan something Caribbean island. Now I like Morgan's. The only thing I didn't like is that callaloo. Like, I like callaloo. You know what that is?
What?
Callaloo.
Nah, what's that?
So callaloo is basically like a jazzed up collard greens, right? It's similar. Now when I got it was like something. It's like poking me, like it made the roof of my mouth bleed because it's just like poking me, like they should have took it out. And when I asked him about it, he said, "Oh, we didn't get all the time out." I'm like, "That's time. That's poking my making me bleed. That's crazy." So, oh yeah, when you cook it, it makes the stem hard. I'm like, bruh. So I couldn't even eat that. But the rest of the food was excellent. Like they had ribs, they had they baked macaroni and cheese. Like I can't stand going to some of these Jamaican spots, and they call themselves give you big macaroni and cheese, but it looks like crafts. I'm like, bro, this tastes like something I give my kids. So it's tricky with some of these places you go. I got this one place by my job that I go to. I started going to. Now he calls it Afro Caribbean spot slash soul food. Now I like the food there, I do, but he don't have a big selection of food. You know what I'm saying? So, I like I said, I always go from different places and try food. I want to see who got the best product because you know what I do? I come home and I replicate it, and then my main focus is I try this place, this place. I want my food to taste better, and that's what I do. I go places. Let me experiment. Let me try this. Let me try that. Sometimes I go crazy. I might spend $50 on myself, $60, $70 just on myself. Not that I can eat it all, but I just want to try the food. So when I come home, when I make my own, that's my measuring stick. I'm like, all right, let me just outdo this person. You know what I mean? So let me ask you something. So are you creative? Do you try to create your own dishes, or do you just stick to the basics?
Oh no, yeah, I do. I do a lot of creating. I do my own thing. So definitely, I know the base of the dish, and I add my own little piece to it. I know I don't copyright somebody else's dish. I like to do my own thing. Add my own little. How can I say a little splash to it? So yeah, I do.
Right.
I'm creative when it comes down to that.
Yeah. So go ahead.
And
Go
so
ahead.
while I'm on here, So I just want some upcoming events that's going to happen this year. So I got to speak it into existence. So I'm going to say this now while we on here on the Sipping and Tripping podcast. Listen, I'm having this competition. I got to find the dates for all you want to be chefs that want to compete. I'm going to definitely put you to the test. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the cake. I mean, walk in the park. So get your chef gear ready. You know what I'm saying? Have your stuff ready because guess what? We gonna see who is the top chef. So that's coming up. I got some real chefs coming up competing, and we gonna have a prize. It's going to be live. So I gotta put it all together, but it's going to happen in 2025 for all these wannabe chefs that want to outdo me. I'm shouting them out. I'm not gonna say no names, but I'm definitely letting you know that we gonna be live in the kitchen seeing what you really know. So definitely know that that's up and coming. An event that Three Course Catering will be hosting for all these wannabe chefs. They always come in and say, "I want to be. I could dust you." I said, "Okay, all right." So I'm putting it together. I got my books. I got my notes. I'm putting it together. I got to find a location, and I got to see how it was going to work. So know this: Three Course Catering is going to host a chef competition. So I just want to put that out there. I want to put that out there.
So I got a couple questions. So where's the food that's getting prepared? Where is that going to?
To the people who's going to taste it, and they're going to grade it, and guess what? That's how we going to know who won. So we're going to have people there tasting. You know, it ain't going to be there just like, oh, somebody. No, the people going to the one.
So how would we select these judges? Are we going to put out a flyer and say, hey, try this food?
Well, I would get the selection of the chefs, and there would no it would not be fixed because see, this is the thing. These are the things. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a little insight. Here is the difference between just somebody who likes food versus a chef who knows what to look for. If you make a sauce, okay, you'll be graded on the texture, how it looks, and how it tastes. And see, that's the most important thing. So the judges are going to be the ones who look at those things and look at the texture, the taste, and they're going to be able to tell, like, okay, if you made a sauce that was scorched.
Terrible.
No, but see, that's the type of chefs that I'll have on the platform and on the panel to let you know, oh no, this was good, but
so you're saying chefs are gonna be the judges?
Part of the judges. So they they're gonna be part of it. And they're gonna be on the panel and they say, well, I like this one the best. And then now we have the people who's doing the tasting. Those are the guests that's going to be there, and they're gonna write on a cue card and say which one was better. Because I don't I'm gonna be in a competition, and I don't want no one to think because of my knowledge and because of my my experience that it's fixed. No, it's gonna be a fair across the board. But these are this is for the ones who want to challenge me. If you beat me, you beat me. That's part of life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I gotta put that out there. I gotta put that out there like that.
Hey, you better eat your Wheaties, do some push-ups. Is what I'm saying. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
so you know what? All right, I'm about to ask a question that we often argued about. We got to get into it.
All right, go ahead and talk to me.
In your own words, what's the difference between a home cook and a chef? Let's get it.
Listen.
Yeah.
Look, a home cook, they cook by eye. A chef, he knows portion control. Far as if you ask me to make a dish, how much liquid it requires versus just doing it on the eye. Also, It depends on the chef because that's a slippery slope when you say home cook and the chef because there are some chefs who just do it for the money, but there are some chefs who do it with passion. And when you do it with passion, that's something that you really love. There are people who cook at home. They do it with a passion. They do it with love, and so
Mm.
it's levels to that. So when you compare that and when you put that in and you factor it in, you got to say, okay, is this a chef that has a passion for who loves it? Now it's different. It's a different level because you got a home cook person who do the same love, their passion, and now you got okay. So which one is going to be better? You know what I'm saying? There is a difference because there more love.
What happened?
That's my wife. So I want something more love. No, when she said more love, I said, but when you got a chef that he's have a passion for it, he's doing it with love. He's not doing it just to be doing it. Because that's me. I'm not doing
Right.
nothing just to be doing it. I do it with love. Like I put my heart in it. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure it's right. So I'm gonna do
Right.
whatever it takes. I'm gonna go the extra mile to make sure it's right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I'll give you an
Oh,
example. It's something simple. Look, I mean, I do it and I do it with love, right? So lately,
mhm.
I've been doing a lot of potato salad, and they love it. And I just seen so many different ways with potato salad. I done made German potato salad. I done made what's it, pecan potato salad. I made so many different potato salads, right? And I
Mm.
just use that for an example. Listen, if the right person make potato salad, I'm trying to tell you, you can eat that just for a meal, just a meal, potato salad.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like that's what I do. Like I potato salad, I'll be rocking with that. Not bragging, not tooting my own horn, but that's what I'm getting. Like people say, "Oh, can you make the potato salad?" I'm like, "Huh? Potato salad? You don't want me to make nothing else?" They love my
Yeah.
potato salad. But I just wanted to say that. That's what it is. I do it with the passion, I do it with love. So when you look at the two, I'm always gonna go with the chef with the passion
Right.
versus the money who's just doing it for the money. The person who's doing it with the passion, they doing it with love. They doing it,
Well,
like
you
with all their
so I
heart.
disagree with that because I feel like either way you look at it, right? Like money drives America, right? Money drives every human being in this world. So like I'm not saying you only do it for the money, but you do it for the money, right?
You
Like
mean?
nobody's gonna do catering for free.
I
Nobody's
but I
gonna work at a restaurant, make this food, and just donate it.
so
So you
look,
do it for the money.
you do it for the money, but look, there's a difference when you're doing something that you enjoy doing and you have a passion for it. It's different.
Mm.
Look, hey, look, watch this. Just to prove what I'm saying. Now I'm gonna say just to prove what I'm saying to be right. Watch this. People who play basketball, the ones
Right.
who have more love and drive for it, they practice, they take care of their body, they do things that are outside of just doing it on a regular. You know what I'm saying? And so they have longevity. I'm talking. I use the basketball players. If they take care of their body correctly, guess what? They got longevity. But the ones say, "Oh, I'm just doing it for the money. I'm just," they laxated. They not really working hard. They not being resilient. They not grinding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so because they're not grinding, guess what? They're not getting the full potential of that person. Opposed to a person say, I'm grinding. Practice over, I'm going back in the gym. You see what I'm saying? They
Right. Right. Right.
grinding. They grinding and
Right.
they doing more and more and more to excel. So those are the ones who got more passion and got the more drive, and they ones working harder. And so that's when it all boils down. That's what it with the chef and the home cook person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So look, by definition, right, it says that a, a chef, right, has more training, more experience, and more responsibilities than an ordinary cook, and are often in charge of the kitchen. Chefs are responsible for the quality of the food, while cooks just prepare the food. Now, before I continue, you agree with everything that I just said?
Yeah,
By definition is what it says,
yeah.
but I got a rebuttal though, right?
You can
But
have a
but
rebuttal all you want.
so 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 right. So it says chefs have the formal training and education in cooking. It may be specialized, it may have specialized training in a certain type of food or technique, whereas home cooks have the basic skills like chopping and mixing, right? And they may need more advanced skills for complex recipes, right?
Yeah.
So to that, I say this: let's say let's take your everyday home cook, right? And let's say he or she learns from family members or friends, right? Let's say they buy books like cookbooks and just like books that's pertaining to food, right? And they study it and they perfect that craft. Like they go and buy a recipe and they study it, right? To the point where they no longer need that book because now they have that basic knowledge, right? Um, wouldn't that give them the education that it takes to be a chef? If
No.
if they go out their way and they buy books and they study and they learn from family members or friends and they actually take the initiative and they study and they try to understand, they seek to understand that, wouldn't that give them the education needed to be called themselves a chef?
All right. So let me enlighten you on something.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever read a recipe?
Yeah, absolutely. I read
Okay.
recipes every day.
All right. So there are recipes. They don't give you the in-depth description on how to do certain dishes. They only give you, all right. So in other words, they tell you, look, all right, watch this. They give you the ingredients of what you're supposed to have. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example so you understand. So I won't lose you. Baking. They give you the ingredients on bacon, right? And the dry goods you can mix all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put all the wet in together. So you mix it up, you incorporate it, right? And so the moment it tells you, and I'm using this because most people that do not understand this, it tells you to fold in butter, right? If you don't know what fold in butter means, guess what? They gave you the ingredients, they gave you the instructions. Now you don't know what fold in means. So
I
so
did. Go ahead.
you no, not you, because you may know what that means, but see, that's what happens. That is a great important part of the puzzle
Mm-hmm.
of the ingredients, because guess what? It tells you to do that for a reason. And folding is it allows it to build up air pockets
Right.
in the ingredients. And if you don't,
Right.
if you just mix it in like right, it's
Right.
not going to build up the right air pockets. Same thing with whisking. It tells you to beat it, right? If you don't beat it good enough, you don't build up air in it. Guess what? It's not going to be fluffy. So that's what I'm saying. The things like that, it tells you. Look, it'll say whisk in, right? It'll tell
Right.
you
Right.
beat those terminologies. If you don't know those things, and somebody be like, it says beat it in. Okay, you got to know what it means to beat it in. You got to know what it means to fold it in. And that's the difference, right? That's a big difference right there. And these are the same things just cooking home versus having that knowledge. Like braising.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to braise, how you going? It tells you to braise your meat. Like,
Right.
it's so many things you could do to braise meat. Like, you could add wine, you could add chicken stock, you could add beef stock. Wine, do you know what the wine do? I'm just giving on. So these are the things you got to know. What does it do to the meat?
Right. Well, see, this thing, I didn't limit it to just cookbooks, though. I said if they buy cookbooks and other books that's pertaining to food, they go out their way to teach themselves certain things. Right. That's what I was getting at. And once they have that understanding, I said, don't they have that education that it takes to be to call themselves a chef?
Uh, no,
Hmm. Interesting. All right. So let me ask you this: do you not think that um like cooking could be self-taught?
it can be self taught. Yeah, you got.
Okay.
It depends on the level of being like. Some people like, no, I never had nobody cook for me, so they had to learn how to cook, and they
Hmm.
learn how to cook. They learn how
Okay.
to cook for their their liking, and when it's time for cook for somebody else, they probably could cook for somebody else. But now when it just like D, it's levels. It's levels. You know what I'm saying? It's levels
Right.
to people. You know, when you get to that high level and your palate is different, guess what? It's things that you require, and just anybody not gonna be able to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You if I'm on a T-bone steak, guess what? And I say I want it medium rare, and guess what? You come bring me medium, and I'm dissatisfied. I'm not happy.
Right.
You,
Right. All right. I
you
got you.
feel me? And then you and then making the sauce, and it's watery, and it's supposed to be a little. Watch this. It's supposed to be a little. I'm for real. It's supposed to be. You bring me out or jus. I'm like, come on. Oh man.
Well, you said you want a gravy and they give you all sugar.
Yeah, yo. So I'm
Yeah.
like, come on. See, that's what. So
Yeah.
now you see what I'm talking about. Hey,
No, I do,
so
but I think you missed what I was saying. I was
nah, but
saying that
it's
people
not.
that they take that initiative to seek to understand, they buy books and say, if they run across a word or a term they don't understand, then look it up. And that's what you can self teach yourself. I feel like. You know what I mean? So let me all right. So let me add this. So a home cook only has the basic skills, right? If he or she decides to keep it basic, right? That's in my opinion, right? But if they seek out that further instruction, doesn't that make them more than like doesn't that make that more than a basic skill set? If they seek out, like I was just saying, they seek out the information, right? Like if they don't know what a bechamel is, or they don't know what a beurre blanc is, or whatever the case may be. If they go out their way and they do the research and they understand these terminologies, right? And then they understand it. That means their skill set is no longer basic, right? And they said to be a home cook is they got basic skills. So if you study, right, and now you have more knowledge than your traditional home cook, then your skills is not basic anymore, right?
I
So
here,
now, so
yeah,
to me, now you diving more into that realm of a
chef.
chef.
All right, hey D, watch this. Hey, look, I got you. I so you understand so clearly. This gonna be
Mm,
crystal clear, right?
mm,
Look, no matter what a home cook do, they can be great in home, but when you get in that kitchen and you working under that fire, it's different.
mm.
It's totally different.
It can be
The
different.
it, it's no, it's not it can it's different. It's different because
No,
guess
it
what?
is different. But
one
go ahead.
one you under look one you under the fire. Two,
Mm,
you have to work at a high level speed and the food has to be perfect to the guest. And so when with that being said is that there is no time, so you don't have, and I'm talking about fresh from right from the start. I'm not talking about
you know who that is?
yeah. I'm not talking about. I'm
Okay.
not talking about. I'm not talking about just a little bit of stuff. I'm talking about when you got a raw T-bone steak, you have to make that. You know, I'm using T-bone steak. You have to make that to perfection. And once you do that, guess what? After you do that, now you have to, present it to the guest. And so, guess what? You got to do that in 25 minutes. It's got to be right. You got to know how to turn it and fix it. A person who cooking home not going to do that. You got 20 minutes to make your sauce and your steak all at once, mashed potatoes and everything. You got
But we
listen.
can't say that. We can't say that. Some
Can't
some
say
people some people got that draw. Some people look pressure bust pipes, right? But like some people are just strong in that aspect. They don't fold under pressure, right? So if they, like I said, if they seek to understand, right, and they go out their way and they sit there and say, I'm gonna learn X, Y, and Z. Listen,
hey
we
T.
can't speak for everybody.
No, you're right, but that's why. Look, that's exactly why I'm having this competition, and I'm trying to
Hmm.
say whatever home cook person that they want to come and check it out, come on through. Listen,
Hmm.
we're gonna have it all worked out for you. And know this. And look, and that's the key to it, D. You gotta be on time. You gotta the time. That's the key. Hey, when that clock say stop, you got to stop. Ain't no,
Yeah.
ain't no. Oh, I ain't finished. Oh, you ain't finished. Your product is not finished. See, that's the difference. And see that's gonna be the how you say it. Pressure bust pipes. That's gonna bust the pipes right there. Cause guess what? They on time. Ain't no, oh, let me prep this up. Let me do this. Guess what? Your stuff that you need is right there in front of you. Now you got to do whatever you got to do to make it happen. You got to
Now,
present it to the guest. You got to present it to the chefs.
all right. So also by definition, right? It says chefs they manage the kitchen, right, including a menu, their staff, and supplies, right. It says cooks follow recipes to prepare food and may also clean and purchase ingredients, right? And now I hate to play on words here, right? But doesn't a home cook manage whatever kitchen he's cooking in, right? Because he's working with his tools, right? He's cutting, he's prepping, you know what I'm saying? Isn't that managing the kitchen? Right now, like I said, I hate to play on words, but when you cooking in the kitchen and you organize in the kitchen, right? Being managing and organizing go hand in hand. So if he's organized and he's preparing the food, he's managing that kitchen,
You
and he's
got
also go ahead.
chef is a leader.
Okay.
Chef is a
So
leader.
okay. So a home cook, say let's just say a dad, he's a home cook at home. He's a leader. He's leading his home.
He
He's leading in that kitchen.
he's a no, he's a leader at look, he's a leader at his home. We talk about at an establishment, he's a leader because guess
Okay.
what?
Okay.
He has to be able to talk to other people and see that's called communication skills too as well. So you got to
Right.
it's a lot that come under with the chef. You got to be able to communicate with other people. You got to be able to communicate with other employees, and you have to be able to do even in the midst of having a bad day. You still have to be able to communicate with them so they can be efficient. You set the tone as a chef. You're
Mhm.
being a home dad or a mom is totally different because now guess what? You got to learn how to deal with 20 employees that has a jacked up attitude. You still got to be you. You still got to be firm. You still got to be like, okay, is something wrong? You got to be caring. Everybody's not like that. You have, but you're supposed to
And,
be
and,
caring and
and,
thoughtful.
and as a parent, you do that at home with your kids. Your kids
It's
ain't
different.
perfect.
It's different, bro.
But
It's
it's
different.
managing. I'm right now. I'm just focused on the word
You're
managing.
not
Right.
you're not managing your kids.
You,
You training
what?
your kids. You training your kids to have
When-
responsibilities.
So
That's
what do managers do? They train, right?
they
Because
train them.
once you're a manager, right, your job is not to cook. Your job is not to do these things. Your job is to manage. Your job is to delegate. Your job is to support, right? And that's why I tell my people all the time when they try to say, "Oh, what you do all day." Motherfucker, I'm not no hourly. I am here to support you in the time of need. I am here to delegate, right? You know what delegate mean, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's what you get paid for. So I'm gonna give you instruction on what I need done. Right. So I so let me ask you this. Doesn't a chef follow recipes?
It depends.
I mean, it depends. No. All right, go ahead. Break that down because I don't want to cut you off and be like, no.
But when you say it depends, I mean they're supposed to be able to follow a recipe.
Okay. So by definition, they say a home cook follow recipes where a chef has that knowledge where they don't have to follow recipes. But this is
Why?
the thing.
I told you
If you have
at my
go
job
ahead.
we don't have a recipe book.
Right. Now you don't have a recipe, but all right, so say if you a new person comes in, right? How are they taught to make that food?
Then I'm gonna keep 100 with you. Guess what? They not gonna come in if they don't know how to do it.
Man,
I,
you can't tell me ain't nobody get the job that like so y'all don't coach, teach, and develop nobody.
no,
You be like, oh, you don't know how to do it. Not for you. That's what y'all do?
no. If you don't listen, everybody. Look, I'm gonna keep it real with everybody. Not they don't have the caliber of being a chef, but they there because we union and our title, right? But at the end of the day, they still have to be knowledgeable of the things that goes on. There's nobody in there that's don't have the knowledge to do to make a sauce at our job from scratch, not from the
Mm.
box, not from a can. You if you don't know, they wouldn't be there. They know. And so everybody at the job know how to make a sauce. Do they know how to make it perfect? Do they make it good? That's something totally different. But
Okay.
they know how to do it. They know how to make a holidays. Because if they don't, guess what? They won't even look. If they didn't know how to make a holidays, I'm being real with you. They not even gonna work in my spot. Like if I'm not there and they know the executive chef know that this person can't make a holidays, they're not working early in the morning. See what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: how many different titles do you have in your job?
Uh, when you say titles, are you talking about the people who deal with food?
Yes.
Well, it's the executive chef,
Hmm.
executive sous chefs, and then you got the dishwashers. Well, now they all call utility guys. So that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
So you don't have nobody's called like a prep cook.
No,
Okay. What
we
about?
call we well they called look they called utility guys. So now what they do is they some days they do prep work like peel of potatoes, peel of carrots, peel of onions, um, run the food upstairs. Other
Mhm.
than that, that's it. You know,
Okay. So you don't have like pastry cooks or nothing like that.
no.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right. Because I know most people, or not people, most places they do. They have like, it's a whole bunch like like grill cook, prep cook, fry cook. I don't like I said, I didn't know if that's what y'all have there. Um,
No, we got
like
it's sous chefs, and then sous chefs they do everything in the kitchen. There's not a station that I don't work or I can't work. I can do anything in the kitchen. I can work any station, prepare food, do whatever is necessary.
okay.
Work
Now,
banquets.
now, sure. Like chefs, right? They have the basics, right? To cuisines, right? But that's like if you want your customers to have the same guest experience every time, right? Do you not agree that a chef, a true chef, do you not agree that they should be spot on every time with their recipe?
Yeah.
Huh? But
They
you
sh-
said, so I asked you that because you said you guys don't have a recipe books, right? So like so basically what you were saying is y'all just say, oh well, I know how to make this from scratch. I'm just gonna throw it together. So if you throw it together, Monday they might be like, this is phenomenal. Don't ever change it. They might come the next day on Tuesday and be like, it was better yesterday.
hey yo,
So
that's what
that's
happened.
what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So when you say, "Oh, chef don't have to follow a recipe," well, that's the thing. If you know the basics, that's part of the recipe. But my thing is to be consistent, right? Like, shouldn't a chef be consistent? Is what I'm getting at.
Mhm.
So you can't be consistent when you sit there and say, "Oh, I know this goes in there. I know this going there." Boom, I'm gonna do a tablespoon. The next person might do 2 tablespoons. You know what I'm saying? So do you not think that it's important to be consistent?
Yes, it's supposed to be consistency, but we work at a high level, so like I said, the chef be like, "All right, well, that's what it is." Who made
Interesting.
he'll be like, "Who made this?" I'll be like, "I'm not me."
Yeah, you tell. So you throw people under the bus.
I did you hear what I said? I said, "Not me." I don't know who did it. Not me though. I
Yeah.
told you. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I told you. Try to work perfection. If I do something wrong, and just know this, you know what I stand for. If I do something wrong at work, oh believe me, they coming straight to my face and say, "Yo, you did this." Oh no, this
Mm,
is trash. I can't believe you did this. So trust me, I don't want to hear that. So I'm trying to do everything is right. If I make something
right, right,
wrong, know this. Chef Dennis, I'm gonna hear an earful. I'm gonna get an earful. They
right.
gonna say, "Yo, I know you didn't make this, chef. Oh, this is not good. Nah, I ain't trying to hear all that. Uh-uh.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because we both in the restaurant or food industry, right? But like our jobs is different. So basically, give me like the layout of your job. Like, what does it look like? Like, say if I was a new person coming in, what does it look like, and what's required, right? Tell me a brief summation of the day in the life at your job.
Well, I'm gonna keep it. Look, I'm gonna keep it nice and short, and sweet for you. My house is a union house.
That didn't answer my question.
Hold on.
This guy. One minute he's against people that don't he's you don't work where I work. You're not a chef. You're just a cook. You're just a home cook. And then like it would be times where he'd be like, oh well, a home cook can be a chef. I got a great question for him when he come back. That question. I don't know if he can hear me right now. I know he got it muted, but I want to know how he feel about. Oh, here he comes. Before we finish what you're saying, let me ask you this: do you think it's possible that a home cook can outshine a quote unquote chef?
And what? And cooking?
Yes.
D, I'm gonna be honest with you. It depends.
No,
It
no, I said,
depends.
do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible?
It depends. You got it.
It's either
No,
yes or no. If you
I
say it
can't. I
depends, that
can't
means
say
you say
no
if you
because
say
D.
if you say it depends, that means it's somewhere in your mind you think it's a possibility that a home cook can outdo somebody that's quote unquote a chef.
All right, but the reason why I say that is because you got to be real discreet about when you say it. That's real broad to say, can a home cook because excuse me, there are chefs in the world who are certified chefs, right? But they only a chef based on their business. You know what I'm saying? So you that's real broad because you can have watch this. You can have a vegan chef. He's a chef. You understand me? So that's why I said you got to put more on that because
okay. Do you think a home cook can outshine or outwork somebody that's a quote unquote chef, but when they're making the same dish?
outwork them or
Yes,
outcook them?
both. Because if you outcook them, guess what? You outworking them.
I'm
Because
put like this.
Because when it comes to that kitchen, that's work.
All right, so check this out. If the chef is making money on what he doing and the other person's not, there's your answer right there. You know what I'm saying? Because
that's not my answer. You ain't answer nothing.
If the chef that's making money on what he doing versus a person who's just coming to cook at home, you saying are they going to cook better than them? That's hard to say. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay.
It's gonna be
So
hard.
earlier, I asked you if you follow any like world-renowned chefs or anything like that. So like, I enjoy food just like you enjoy food. I have a passion for food. I am creative. That's why some of the questions I ask you is because it comes from my heart, right? I am very creative. I've threw away a lot of money by trying to create a dish. I'm like, oh well, I like this. I like this. Let me try to merge these two cultures together. And sometimes I'm like, I'm onto something, or sometimes I'm like, damn, this shit trash. Right? Don't get me wrong. If you know how much money I waste, you be like, bro, you bugging. But I do that for a purpose. I am inventive. And I like to create things that I can call my own that you ain't gonna never find nowhere else. That's what type of person I am, right? Like, but so there's a cooking show, right? You got to get in tune. You say you got a passion for cooking and shit. I encourage you to get in tune with some of these cooking shows, like Beat Guy, Beat Bobby Flay. I love that show. Bobby Flay is a world-renowned chef.
I actually
right?
did it. I did a paper on him. I did a paper on him.
Okay, so look, now it's people home cooks, right? And they go head to head. Now 9 times out of 10 he win, but he has lost. He has lost a few times to a home cook. You know what I'm saying? And we got judges that's cook. They're executive chefs or chefs. They're the judges. They eat it, man. Bobby, I think you lost. So that's what I was getting at, right? See, you was like, you can't see that. It happens. It does happen. Another show I encourage you to watch. I'm in love with it. Is MasterChef with Gordon Ramsay. I love that show, bro. Right now, I got a couple more episodes on the current season. Well, the season's over, but I love that show. These are home cooks, and they got competitions, and so the judges are 3 chefs that have Michelin stars, everything. You know what I'm saying? They got Aaron Sanchez. They got Joe Baciati. Was he Italian? And they got Gordon Ramsay. They the judges, and each week is a different competition, bro. I love that show, and I encourage you to watch it, man. I love it, bro. I actually learned a lot from watching it. about plate presentation and all this stuff because everything gets judged. And I love the show Chop. Who don't like Chop? Chop this. I love that show. Or grocery games. You have so grocery games like so they were like, all right, you got to go out in the parking lot and try to get people. Oh, let me buy. Oh, you can't like you look in their bag or whatever. But you on the time clock though, so you can't spend a lot of time. And, oh, I'll buy your bag for you. How much you spend on your groceries? They might say $30. Oh, let me buy your whole cart for 60. Shit like that. So whatever's in that cart, those are the ingredients you got to work on. It's a competition. You want to cook. Now you have to get everything, and you have to cook the shit before in a certain amount of time. So those kind of things it excites me. Though when you say a competition, I get excited. Like Chopped. You don't. It's a mystery box every week. Nobody knows what they're gonna get, right? So
Right.
they
Yep.
like you watch it before.
Watch this. You
They
want to
were
hear
like,
something? You want to hear something
yeah,
crazy? See, true story. All right. So one of the executive chefs that was working with us, I'm gonna keep it really funky with you.
yeah,
It was a woman. She won the chop and she worked with us. And guess what? She couldn't cook better than half of the dudes in our job.
for real.
Word is born. And she won.
Mm,
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's the consistency, it's the presentation, and how fast you execute. And so
right,
that they usually, and so that's what I said when I said about home cooks and chefs. It depends on what they're looking for. You have to capture the chef's eye based on what they're looking for. You got to catch it,
mm,
right? That's key. And like I said, she won. You know what I'm saying? And when she won, she left. Not she went to
yeah,
do something else, but she left. But she won, and she had. And you know what? And think about these when you're doing these competitions. Sometimes you gotta really look at it. Is your life, um, is it worth the sacrifice? You know what I'm saying?
right.
If you got kids and a family that you take in and providing for, it's a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on point, and that's another thing. Passion, bro. I'm telling you, chefs with a passion, they awesome. They
You're right.
awesome.
I was going to say that because something I tell Jalil, mainly Jalil, but I'm trying to teach my other kids, but they're young right now. But it's something that they don't understand what I'm saying, but I still teach it to them. Listen, anything we do in life, we should do it to the fullest. And that, just like cooking, if you don't have that passion, just get out that field, right? Like you can't just do it for a paycheck, right? Unless you're not looking for longevity. Anytime you talk about longevity, you got to do it from the heart, right? You got to give
Right.
it your all. And if you ain't giving it your all, you might as well quit and do something different. So I feel you on that, man. Like when it comes to cooking, when you cook from the heart, that's love. That's
Yeah.
art. That's Leonardo, like what, Da Vinci,
Yeah.
all Michelangelo. Like that's Maya Angelou. Like you got to be like that. Like you got to be the best poet of cooking. Once you can do that, or the best artist of cooking. Once you do that, man, like people gonna fall in love. You know what I'm saying? I got this gig coming up with this football thing, and I forgot to do it earlier. I got so many questions because I got to get all the specifics and the particulars. So it's still early yet. So once we end this, I'll reach out and ask all my questions. Right? Like, is there a cap on how much I can spend on groceries or the food to get this stuff? So there's a lot of things I gotta work out. But I'm excited about that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's crazy, bro? Wednesday I came home from work. I was like, what's all these fucking gifts? Where they come from? Because I thought our mom brought this shit from the Goodwill or something. She said, nah, Melissa from the football league, she bought the shit. And you guess what? She gave her a couple $100. And I'm like, what's the $100 for? She's like, read the card. I read the card. She's like, oh, she's happy that I decided to become their chef, and they care about Jalil. And we had the situation with the plumbing, and they said, we're just trying to support you. You one of us in this community, in this township. So anything you need, we're here for you. Bro, we got it's like 10 bags full of for the kids. Not for us, just for the kids. But then they gave us money. And the crazy thing is I told you I never fully committed to being the chef.
Mhm.
But now I feel obligated because they was like, oh, we did this because we're excited about being in partnership with you. So I'm like, damn, now I feel obligated, bro. So I got to reach out, but it's a couple things I got to iron out. Like I need to know, is there a certain spending limit or how often I got to do this and how many people? It's just things like that I need to know because I still got a full-time job. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I mean. I have a passion for it. So I'll be at work and lately I'll be at work and all I can think about is, I got to come up with a menu. Matter of fact, I think I called you the other day and I was like, damn, bro, like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Like, I can cook. But like for the kids are basic. So I don't want to do nothing extravagant for them because kids don't like extravagant things. But I'm like, what about the coaches? What about the parents? They will like that extravagant shit. So I'm excited for this, man. And I can't wait to do it for the first week just to look at the reactions. I'm not even going to ask questions. I'm going to sit back in a cut somewhere and observe. And I'm going to walk by as people talking about the food. That's what I want to do. When we talked about earlier, the guest relations, customer service, I just want to walk by a table and just see what people are saying. Like, so I'm excited, bro. I'm excited for you for this Sunday when you do the thing for Rodney. I'm excited, bro. And that's why, like today, I was like, for this conversation, for this topic, man, I was like, this is good, man, because anybody that's watching right now, or that might watch the replay, if you ever need catering, Chef Dennis, your guy. If you got any events, any parties, birthday parties, anything, Chef Dennis, your guy, right? You can reach out to me and I'll plug you in with him. That's it. You got a wedding, that's your guy. You've been doing this for years, as he said earlier. Anything you want to add to that, Chef?
Nah, I mean, listen, look, they always like, where to reach me at, at the in the kitchen, what's cooking, the podcast, what I'm saying, at Chef Dennis -32. Y'all can check me there. Instagram, 3-course catering, 3235. You can catch me at Chef Dennis 3235. Those are my that's all on Instagram. Chef Dennis 32 on TikTok. Check me out. And see some of my work, some of my art, some of the things that I do, upcoming functions. Like I said, I'm transparent. I like to show, what I'm saying, a little bit of my life, but it's all good and all positive. So, but I'm getting ready to get out of here because I got to go and tend to the
I was just about to say that. And I hear my kids in the background cutting up, so they arguing. So I definitely got to rectify that. Yep. But it's been a great time as always. Yes. And like I said, guys, this you need somebody, right? For a special event, you need food. It's your guy. Just let me know. He has his own catering, his own podcast. Like he said, he has a passion for cooking. And let's just continue to build this. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
I got one more thing. I got one more thing to say.
All right, go ahead.
And listen, for my boy Rodney, we setting up the big. We setting up the Ronnie. We trying to get him right. We get him right, Ronnie. We get him right, Ronnie. He gonna be walking down the aisle like this, head up, with his crown on. You
right?
Hey, we gonna get it. Hey, Rodney, we gonna get his crown on, baby. He gonna walk down like this. I'm be big brother gonna be right beside him like this.
Terrible. It's crazy. I thought you were talking about Rodney, but then I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker, he already married. I'm like, who you? He was like, me. I'm like, you crazy, bro.
You gonna we gonna get that crown on you, baby. You a king now, baby. Come on.
Bro, I was born with a crown. I was born a king. Never forget that. No. I was born a king. Yeah. As a black man, I'm a king.
No, you wasn't born.
As a black man, I was born a king.
You had to grow into your kingship, bro.
No, I had to grow into my kingship, but I was born a king. Don't get that messed up, bro.
You was born to be to
strive to be a king. Hey, listen. My full name is Roy Desmond Black, right? Let me tell you something. Roy stands for royalty. Royalty. And Desmond, I was named after an African king, Desmond Tutu. You know that.
I'm out of here, yo. I'm out of here.
Hey, you know it's the truth though. But yeah, when we out of here, we both gotta take care of some shit. Love all y'all. Continue to support. Continue to subscribe. Continue to comment. Continue to do all the good things. Until the next time, we out of here.
We out of here, y'all. Peace.